Yo, what is up guys, it's Hycross, and in this video, I'm going to be making an updated 2023 top 5 gaming keyboards video. Around 8 or 9 months ago, I made a top 5 gaming keyboards video, and the keyboards on the list drastically changed. And the top 5 is much different now, especially with new keyboards coming out and moving up and down the list. So yeah, let's get right into this video. Starting at our number 5 spot is the Razer Huntsman Mini with red switches. And I actually had this in my video 8 months ago at the number 1 spot, and it actually went all the way down to 5. And this is only because I've tried other keyboards. A lot of other keyboards took the spot of first place, and we'll get to that. But a lot of different reasons came into this, and I'll get into that. But basically, the Razer Huntsman Mini with red linear switches is still a great keyboard, and it goes kind of in the budget edition. It comes in at $100 on Amazon right now, and it is not bad in any means, but there's also better keyboards on this list. The keyboard is still a very, very good keyboard. It has 2 back feet on it. The keyboard also, when you type on it, it also has kind of a quiet sound to it because due to the linear switches. It's very quiet, and it also kind of is a little hard to press down, but I found that it's very good if you like going for clips in Fortnite. If you like doing that, that kind of helps you focus on your builds, focus on your edits, and so you can't accidentally like fat finger a key or anything like that. So I'm gonna put that at a safe 5 spot on this list. Coming in at our 4 spot is the Vulcan TKL Pro. This keyboard comes in at $100 on Amazon, which is actually a steal right now in my opinion for this keyboard. Also going into kind of that budget section around like $75 to $100 for keyboards is, I would say, a safe budget right now, especially as the prices are going up. But the Vulcan TKL Pro has a little bit of everything. It has low profile keycaps, as you can see in the picture. These low-profile keycaps kind of give a sleek design to the keyboard. It has a nice wooden steel backing. So the reason I say wooden steel is because I believe it's a steel backing, but it kind of has a wooden streak to it to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. And I actually prefer this in the TKL size. I wouldn't want it in a mini size. I just think the TKL size is perfect. The only downside about this keyboard is the USB-C port is on the dead middle of this keyboard, and so if you play with a tilt, it's definitely going to get in your way. But if you don't play at much of a tilt, this keyboard is definitely worth it in my opinion. I just kind of wish they moved that USB-C port all the way to the left to make it beneficial for everybody. But yeah, definitely not a bad keyboard in any means, and I would definitely recommend it at a safe number 4 spot. Next up at our 3 spot, smack dab in the middle, I have the Apex Pro TKL. And this keyboard is still pretty controversial. Many pros actually still use this keyboard, to this day, even with the Apex Pro Mini out. The Apex Pro TKL is still an amazing keyboard, and it is actually very different from the Apex Pro Mini. The stabilizers aren't great in this keyboard, but it's super, super sensitive when you're typing on it. And it kind of helps with finger fatigue. If your fingers get tired, this keyboard will make it so your fingers will never get tired. As the keys, like when you're typing on it, it feels like butter. It's super crisp and everything. And also the OmniPoint switches, they are adjustable OmniPoint switches, and I believe they were originally 0.4 millimeters. And I actually didn't know that they changed this, but their new recent model is actually 0.2 millimeters, which is the same as the Apex Pro Mini. So if you guys are in the market for a TKL size over the Mini, I would definitely go with the TKL size. Especially, it is only $130 while the Mini is $149. You'd be saving yourself $19, and it's just a great deal in my opinion right now, especially since the price dropped. Coming in at our number 2 spot, this is also a very controversial keyboard. Some people say it's the greatest keyboard ever. I disagree with that. This is the Wooting 60HE. I did make a review on this a while back. I got this keyboard in September, I believe, and I love this keyboard while I had it and while I used it. But there's also some problems with it. So basically, it has the Lecker switches, which are the adjustable Lecker switches, and I specifically bought this keyboard for double movement. I wanted the least amount of input delay because using online double movement services such as Wooting or Keys 2X, using those online services aren't necessarily going to give you the greatest input delay. You know, you're still gonna have a lot of you're still gonna have a lot of input delay when using them. And so I wanted to buy this keyboard to kind of reduce my input delay and basically get 0 input delay on my keyboard. Well, right as I got that, Fortnite decided to implement in-game double movement settings, and that kind of screwed me all up since I paid around $212 for this keyboard, which is seriously overpriced for a keyboard. I wasn't really a fan, and the Wooting 60HE kind of became a little useless in my opinion. The 0.1 millimeter difference doesn't really have a big difference compared to the Apex Pro Mini or Apex Pro TKL. Honestly, in game, I didn't really feel a major difference. The keyboard also is super, super loud. So when you're typing on it, it's the definition of thocky, you know? You're typing on it, all the switches make the keyboard super thocky. And honestly, my fingers started getting a little worn out after typing on it for a while. And I just think that this keyboard is still very, very solid, even though I'm saying a lot of, not necessarily great things about this keyboard. This is a solid 2-spot because, you know, pros use this keyboard all the time. And I still agree that it's one of the best out there, especially with 0.1 millimeter actuation. You're still going to get insanely low input delay. And if you decide to use this keyboard has the built-in double movement. If you decide to use that feature, I believe you will get very low input delay, but using the double movement settings in Fortnite is going to get you, you know, less input delay in the least amount compared to everything else. So I'm going to put it safely at that 2-spot. Like I said, on the Wooting store, it's $175, but there's also shipping that comes into that. So your total's going to come around like $212 most likely. That's at least what I paid. It might be cheaper now, but I just think it's a little overpriced for a keyboard. If they tweaked a couple things, it would definitely be in this number 1 spot. But getting into that, the number 1 keyboard for 2023, going into 2023, is the Apex Pro Mini. And this keyboard comes in at $149, which is on the higher side, and it is a little more expensive than the Apex Pro TKL. However, I still think this is a much better keyboard and probably the best keyboard that I've ever tried. It is basically the most standard keyboard you can get. It's in the 60% format. It has double-shot PVT keycaps. But the major difference that I absolutely love about this keyboard is how crisp the keys are. It's not too thocky, it's not too loud, it's not too quiet. It's a basic, it's like perfectly in the middle. And so when I'm playing, my fingers don't get fatigued. It's not too loud to where it's annoying. And I would say the definition is like it's super crispy when you're playing. It feels crisp. It feels like all my builds are gonna place in game. I'm not gonna fat finger any keys. I have full control of my environment when I'm playing, and over my keyboard. So I absolutely love that about it. It has the OmniPoint 2.0 switches, so it is 0.2 millimeter actuation, which I absolutely love. The backing has 2 adjustable feet, so you could do like a taller adjustable feet or a smaller one. And in the back, it has a built-in flap, which if you pull it open, there is a keycap puller for you there if you kind of want to customize your keyboard, which I found it's a nice little tidbit that they put into this keyboard. But overall, I think it's a great design, super sleek. The RGB, if you care about that a lot, the RGB is perfect. It's not too bright, not too dim. And yeah, I absolutely love this keyboard and strongly recommend it if you guys want to take Fortnite seriously or any game seriously at a competitive level. But yeah, I will have all these put down in the description and their prices. If you guys want, you could just highlight them, copy them, paste them into Amazon if you guys want these keyboards. But yeah, that is my list for 2023. I hope this video was informative for you guys. If you found it helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, with that said, thank you for watching. Peace.